guys, we are here for the much anticipated, I can't even talk, book club questions and answers and like review video. So basically, I believe this is going to be the final video for this book. If you guys are part of the book club, please comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the book, whether you're or even if you're not part of the book club and you've read the book in the past, please let me know. But we read Red, White, and Royal Blue for Pride Month in June, and me and Charmaine came up with questions, and me and Charmaine are now answering the questions and kind of just telling you what we thought of the book. I will tell you, I really enjoyed it. There is one scene in particular where I cried. I believe I don't remember all these questions. I believe one of the questions tells you what scene impacted you the most, so I'll save that for when I get to that question. I will say I was going to be more organized. I was going to try to write out definite answers and just kind of read it out to you, but my car shit the bed last week, and it has been, shit the bed, got jumped, lasted me a few days, then shit the bed again. It's been nothing but nonsense. I finally got my car back today, so I haven't had the extra time to write out my thoughts. So this is first impressions, kind of, because these are just what's coming out of my mouth at the moment. So we have, I believe it was 10 questions. So this is my first time doing any sort of book club. I know Charmaine has done them in the past. I don't feel like I'm that articulate. I don't feel like I'm that good with my words. So I might struggle a little bit with this. But number one was, did you find the characters convincing? Were they believable? Were they fully developed or one-dimensional? I definitely found them convincing and believable. There was so much history and background story. I wasn't sure because it is the son of the president of the United States, and it's the Prince of England. So I was just like, oh, is this not going to be believable? Because these are two world-class people. But there, like I said, you do get a lot of background story. You get a lot of history of England, of the monarchy. You get a lot of political information, so it's definitely believable. I do feel like they're fully developed characters. Especially, oh my God, I'm spacing out on names right now. I know Henry, Alex, right? Is it Alex? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm starting this and I don't remember their names right now. I know Henry. Was it Henry and Alex? I think, yes, it was Henry and Alex. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I've had so much on my plate. Not that Henry wasn't fully developed. I do think he was. But Alex especially, I think because it was him coming out where Henry was already gay. But it was extremely believable. Him truly not knowing what he thought about his feelings for Henry, and then realizing that he was attracted to him, and it was really well written in my opinion. So let's try not to drag this out. I can get a little chatty, so let's get to number two. But in my opinion, it was fully developed. You guys answer the questions down below as well if you read the book. Like I said, whether you're part of the book club or you read it in the past, really curious. Number two, this book is about relationships. What are your thoughts about the relationships between Alex, June, and Nora? Between Rafe, Luna, and Alex? Which relationship would you have liked to see more of? I think the only thing I missed out on is I would have loved to have seen more of I don't know if it would have been done in flashbacks, but I would have loved to or even just hear about their relationship more. You find out that Alex and Nora actually dated in the past, and I found that really interesting because now they were best friends. So I wonder, were they not in love with each other? Was it just kind of best friends that thought they could be something more? Or did they actually love each other and just fell out of love? I would have loved to know more about that relationship. I do think the relationship between Alex and June is great. You could really see that brother-sister bond. They've been through a lot together, having to be kids of the president of the United States, of going through the campaign, even June having to kind of set back in her career because of it. I really liked Ralph Luna's character. I will say it took me a little bit to get into it because I'm not into politics that much. And I believe he was a senator. Don't quote me. So sometimes I would kind of skip over some lines and I'd be all right, because I don't even know what I'm reading right now. You know what I'm trying to say? If you read this book and you're not into politics, please let me know. But I loved seeing like Alex having that role model, you know, because he wasn't like an openly gay man, especially at the end. Because if you read the book, you know, where he, you know, he kind of like backstabbed the president of the United States, went to work on the campaign of the person opposing her, and then you find out it was just so he could get information, and then he ends up back with Alex's mom's campaign. So I think that was like really, really well done. I did not see that coming. With a lot of books, I can kind of predict the ending. Like, you know, I kind of figured they would end up together and it would be happily ever after. Most romances are, and that was. But that twist with Ralph Luna was, like, really, really good. I love books where I don't predict the ending. That's why I love so much, like, not murder mysteries, but, like, A Good Girl Guide to Murder is, like, one of my favorite books. I think I'm going to talk about it in a book review video, because that was actually my book for, was it June or May? Kind of both. I started in May, ended it in June. I'm on the second book right now, which is really good. And, like, that's why I love Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, too, because it has a huge twist. This one's not, like, a huge twist, but there was a lot of, like, dimension in this book. You know, it wasn't just Alex and Henry. You know, there was, like, the monarchy, the president of the United States, his parents being divorced. Like, there was just a lot of storyline that I really enjoyed. Number 3, it's at the beginning of the novel, Alex and Henry are enemies. Then they become friends and eventually lovers. Why does their relationship work so well? How do they balance each other out? I think their relationship works so well because they both understand where they're coming from. They are both very big political figures. They understand that there's certain things they can't do, there's certain things they can't say because they have to represent their country. So that is definitely why they work so well, because they truly understand where each other's coming from. No, like, there's not a lot of people in the world that can say that, and they can say that. And then how do they balance each other out? Alex is definitely, where Henry's more like guarded and soft-spoken, I feel like Alex is definitely more like, he doesn't care. He's Alex, he likes what he likes, and he goes out and he does it and shows it, where Henry's more like reserved. So that's where they balance each other out a lot. In my opinion, that's the relationships that usually work out. I feel like that's how me and Joe are. I'm definitely like more reserved and quiet, although I am very talkative, but I'm very like, okay, watch what I have to say. Like, I always think about my words, where Joe just doesn't care. If someone doesn't agree, like, if someone doesn't agree with him or sees things differently, he doesn't care. He really doesn't care what people think. And Joe's like very like brave and outgoing and adventurous, where I'm more like scared. I'm a scaredy cat of everything. Literally overthink everything. Like, so scared to go to Disney. I'm like, am I gonna fit in these rides? Am I gonna do this or that? And he was just like, let's go to Disney. But this isn't about that. But just to show, like, yes, that is why they balance each other out very well. Number 4. Casey McQuiston adds a great deal of LGBT plus historical context for Alex's journey throughout the novel. In what ways is this important for both Alex and the reader? So like I said, I do feel like because of all that context, that's what made them more convincing. That's what made it more believable. That's what made it more fully developed. That was kind of the answer of number 1, because I had all that background info. I think it's important to Alex because he's newly coming out and he's really interested in helping the LGBTQ plus community and learning about it. So I think that's why it helps Alex, and it helps the reader to know that too. To know, like, why they're fighting so hard, you know, like why they feel like they deserve to be in the spotlight, like they feel like they shouldn't have to hide, and they truly shouldn't. Number 5, Alex and Henry's communication escalates from text to phone calls to intense emails that quote the love letters of historical figures. How does their correspondence add to the story? I remember bookmarking pages. I read it on Kindle, but you can bookmark on Kindle. I thought it was really cool adding those little snippets of like emails of quotes from love letters of historical figures, because they're basically trying to prove that they are not the first politicians, first whatever word you want to use, that are gay. Like, there were so many hints of past kings and stuff like that, not just kings, but that were gay. So it's just like, and it was always hidden, And it's just like, this has been going on for way too long, and it's time for that to end, and it's time to come into a new era, which is exactly what Henry's mom says to the queen at the end. So I think that's why it adds to the story. It's for you to know, like, okay, this is it. Like, it's people. Why are people hiding this? Why isn't this out? It's in the book. Is it 2020? I believe in the book. Yeah, she ran for her presidency in 2016, and then she's going up for re-election. So it's 2020, and it's like, it's 2022, but in the book it's like it's 2020. It's time to be all out in the open. So that's why I feel like it adds to the story. Number 6, Cassie McQuiston provided a rich cast of supporting characters. Who is your favorite supporting character? Why? Do you have a favorite secondary pairing? Who and why? I love the June and Alex relationship. I think because I have a brother, so I understand the opposite sex siblings. There is a difference there. And then just like seeing the brother be so protective of her and her so protective of him. It was a really nice relationship. I like I said, and I really, really liked Nora's character, especially when Alex was struggling with his sexuality. And because Nora was bi, she was the first person he came out to, coming out as bi, and you can see the love and support that she had for him. So yeah, I would say those are my favorite pairings. Honestly, is like the June, Nora, and Alex, like the three of them, the trio. You could just see like all that love and support. Number 7, how do the concepts of community and family play a role in the novel? They definitely do. Like the whole LGBT plus community. Oh my God, how they came together when their emails were leaked. Is like the paintings, the murals, the cheering, the chanting. Like that's the whole point. Like that's the scene where I cried. I don't know if I'm skipping ahead because like, oh yeah, there's like, it was just such a beautiful moment to see how much love people had for them. And that is what a community is. It's for you to know that you have love and support. And family definitely played a big role. Even though Alex's mom was the president of the United States, her son came first. Like she said she was okay with him being with the prince. She just wanted to make sure that he was 100% sure that that's what he wanted before he exploded his life. She was 100% okay, more than okay, with him being bisexual. His father too, very, very open to it. And then you see the juxtaposition where you see Henry's family not supportive other than his sister Bia. You see his brother Philip, and his mother was supportive, but the queen, very, very unsupportive. And it just shows you like this like so crazy, like strangers had so much support and love for them versus Henry's own brother and grandmother is nuts. The fact that they want him to hide away who he is in his life is just crazy to me. All right, so, and that's why community and family definitely played a role in this novel. Number 8, the book takes place in the US and the UK. Who are your favorite fictional, political, or royal figures in the book and why? So this is, like I said, this is where I was like, because I'm not really into the political, but I did really like Ralph Luna's character, especially at the end when you find out what he'd been through and how he came onto the other side, how he just wanted to help the world, just like Alex wants to do. On the other end, in the UK, I don't think I get his sister's a royal figure, right? She's a princess. I loved Bia. You saw her own struggles in the book with her drug use, and that also came out in the emails. It wasn't just about Alex and Henry, but it affected Bia too. Yeah, so it would definitely be like Ralph Luna from the US side, and Bia from like the UK side. Talking, not just the main characters. Obviously I really love Henry. You see Henry and Alex really, really struggle in this novel. And, I'm glad I had a happy ending. Number 9, this is what I touched upon before. What scene was the most pivotal for you? Did you have a favorite part? And it was definitely when you see them leaving the palace, or even at the palace, where the mother opens up the curtains and there is people cheering for them and having signs for them and chanting for them. And then when they leave, they see a mural of them painted on the wall. I thought that was absolutely heartwarming and touching. I literally teared up for them because I'm thinking about it in today's point of view. And I keep thinking about how, like, all these rights are getting taken away from us and how scary life has been lately, and how I wish we were where we are in the book. Like, I wish that, I mean, gay marriage is legal in all 50 states right now, but we all know that might not happen in a little while, the way things have been. And it makes me cry. Like, it's, people love each other. Like, why is that? But there's nothing wrong with that. And it bothers me. And I think that's why I got so emotional for that part, and that's why I cried. It was just very, very touching. And then number 10, like I said, you see strangers and community supporting Henry more than some of his own family members. Number 10, and the last one. Oh, I'm doing good. It's under 20. Overall, what did you think about the book, and how likely would you recommend it? I did really enjoy it. It takes a lot. I shouldn't say it takes a lot for me to cry, but because honestly, it really doesn't. But I would say for a book, it takes me a bit to cry. Just, you know, I don't know, for some reason I can cry really easily to like movies and commercials, but when you're reading something, I think maybe it's a little harder to connect. I don't know, but so I cried. So I definitely enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it. Would I say it's my favorite book? No. I absolutely my world was turned upside down when I read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I thought that book was out of this world. Same with Good Guide Girls to Murder. I have a Colleen Hoover book that I'm reading next that ends with us. I've heard amazing things about that book too. I think those are books that more stay with me. But I did honestly really enjoy this book, and I would recommend it for sure, especially if you're looking for something, if you want to support like a queer author. That's definitely a good book for it. I remember when I read the acknowledgments at the end. She talked about how when she wrote the book, it was in 2016 before Trump was elected, and how when he was elected, it like she couldn't believe it. And it was, she even said like, oh my God, do I change my book right now? Because her book was literally about the first woman president being elected in 2016, and about like all this openness and love. And Trump definitely like isn't someone who's fully supportive of that. So, and I can understand why a queer person would be scared with Trump as president. He is no longer president. Those 4 years are over, and now we have a new president, and we still got a bunch of stuff going on. I'm not really into politics. It just makes my anxiety go through the roof, to be honest with y'all. My anxiety has been through the roof, and then with the whole car situation, it's just been nothing but crazy. If you are two of the girls, you emailed me yesterday, so I don't really need to say it, but that's why my Mask Monday giveaway and my mystery bundle giveaway hasn't gone to the post office yet. So I will be doing that tomorrow or Saturday morning now that I have my car back, and hopefully it stays together now, because it got fixed once and fell apart within a few days, because I just want to get back into my normal routine again. But that is it for this video. Like I said, comment down below. Let me know what your favorite scene was, who your favorite characters were. Answer questions 1 through 10 if you want. Whether you're part of the book club or you just read this book in the past. Definitely keep an eye out for our next book. I believe Charmaine will be picking it since I picked this one. And then from there, I think we're going to allow you guys to vote on the book. I have been loving book club. I hope you guys are loving it too. If you guys have any suggestions for names down below, please let me know. Charmaine also answered these same questions, so I cannot wait to watch her video and see what she thinks about it. I will link her video down below as well. If you guys are into hauls and unboxings, that is mostly what I do, but I am starting to branch out. But I do have like a $2 Dollar Tree haul plan to post soon, the grocery haul plan to post soon. And then now that I'm on summer break, I want to start doing my room tours. I have a vlog that's going up soon, so I am trying to branch out and do different things. Vlogs, moving content, not really moving. I do have clips of me like actually unpacking that I've had saved in my phone, but I mean like more like the decorating and the room tours and vlogs. I definitely want to start doing like different things. So if you guys want to join the ride, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll notify next time I upload. Especially if you want to be part of book club for next month, definitely subscribe. Like the video if you like me, Charmaine, if you like book clubs. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. The book club videos don't do as well as my other videos, but me and Charmaine still really enjoy this. So if you enjoy it, definitely like, comment. It will really help push the video out there for more people that like this kind of content. Because I personally love reading books. I know everybody's different. Like, Joe would not pick up a book. My brother would not pick up a book. But it puts you into a whole nother world, and I absolutely love it. I actually wore my book club shirt today too. But that's it, guys. Be safe.